My name is Lizzie, I'm 21, and in my final year of university. I come from a small town called Onoko on the east side of Africa. Growing up, people always said I was a beautiful maiden, desired by all. I walked with my head held high, full of pride, and I had a best friend, Amanda. Amanda and I were inseparable. We were the same age, both studying law, and we'd grown up together. She was my rock, my other half, but as university life got more intense, a rift started to grow between us. Amanda loved to party, always out, always having fun. She'd neglect her assignments, and like a good friend, I'd always step in to help her catch up. This pattern continued for a long time, but as our final exams loomed, I knew we had to get serious. I tried talking to her, Amanda. We really need to study, I'd say. We were roommates, so I saw her every day, but she just kept putting it off, always finding another party, another excuse. Eventually, the distance between us became a chasm. We drifted apart. It broke my heart. She was the only real friend I had ever known. Seeing her laughing and hanging out with a new group of friends was like a knife to the chest. And then things got even stranger. Suddenly, Amanda was wearing expensive designer clothes. One afternoon, I looked out our dorm window and saw her pulling up in a brand new car, a really expensive one. I was floored. She didn't have a job. How could she possibly afford that? We both came from the same humble village. Our families didn't have that kind of money to send us. It just didn't add up. I spent weeks torturing myself with questions. How did she do it? Where was all this money coming from? I was so consumed by my studies and my confusion that I barely noticed the days flying by. Then, one evening, about a week before our first big exam, I was studying in my room. It was around PM when I heard a soft knock on the door. It was Amanda. She looked different, a little hesitant, but she had a warm smile on her face. She came in and apologized for everything, for drifting away, for being a bad friend. She asked if we could start over, if we could be friends again. My heart leaped. Of course. I said yes. I pulled her into a tight hug, so relieved to have her back. She then suggested we go out to celebrate, just the two of us. I was reluctant. I had so much studying to do, but she insisted. Come on, Lizzie, just for a couple of hours. We deserve it. I looked at her, my oldest friend, and I trusted her. I mean, I'd known her for so many years. What could possibly go wrong? So I got dressed, putting on one of my favorite dresses. We went to a popular club downtown called Disco. As we got to the entrance, she pulled out two IDs. They were fake. A wave of unease washed over me, a little red flag in the back of my mind, but I brushed it off. I told myself to relax, to just enjoy the night. It was just for tonight. Inside, the music was deafening, the lights were flashing, and the place was packed. I'm not a drinker, so I told her I'd just have some juice. Amanda smiled and said, "No problem, I'll get it for you." She went to the bar and came back a few minutes later with a tall glass of orange juice. I thanked her, grateful for her thoughtfulness. I drank it all, not suspecting a thing. About 20 minutes later, a strange dizziness came over me. The room started to spin, and the music sounded warped and distant. I leaned over to Amanda and whispered, "I feel really dizzy." She put her arm around me, looking concerned. "Don't worry," she said soothingly. "Just sit down and relax for a minute. It's probably just the heat in here." She led me to a quieter corner, and I slumped onto a sofa. That's the last thing I remember before everything went black. I passed out. When I woke up, I wasn't at the club. I wasn't in my dorm room. I was lying on a cold floor in a room bathed in an eerie red light. The air was thick with the smell of incense and something else. Something metallic. My head was pounding. All around me on the floor were dozens of flickering candles, arranged in strange patterns. And at the far end of the room was some kind of altar. My vision was blurry, but I could make out two figures standing near it. One was Amanda. The other was a tall, imposing man dressed in a long black cloak that hid his face. I was too weak to move, too scared to even breathe. I just lay there, listening. I heard Amanda's voice, sharp and clear in the silent room. "Is it done?" she asked the man. His voice was deep and raspy, a sound that sent a shiver down my spine. "Yes," he replied, "it is done." As soon as he spoke those words, another wave of darkness washed over me, and I passed out again. The next thing I knew, I was jolted awake by the familiar, annoying beep of my alarm clock. It was AM. I was in my own bed, in my own dorm room. The sun was streaming through the window. Was it all a dream? A horrible, vivid nightmare? But no, I could still faintly smell the incense on my clothes. I sat up and looked in the mirror. I looked different, tired, drained. I clearly remembered going out last night. I remembered the club, the juice, the dizziness. What happened after I passed out? Was that red room real? That cloaked man? I had to know. I had to find out what Amanda did to me. I grabbed my phone, my hands shaking as I dialed her number, to find out what happened next and what Amanda did to me in that red room. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel. You won't want to miss the next part of my story. Thanks for watching.